The following was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café.
Welcome to this episode of Pit Life BBQ. Gather around the pit with your hosts, Johnnie Mags and Messy Mike. Let's talk barbecue.
What's up, everybody? Coming to you live from the Studio 21 Podcast Cafe in rainy Salem, New Hampshire. It's the Pit Life BBQ podcast, where each week we talk everything barbecue and a lot of other topics that you normally talk around the pit. As always, I'm joined by Messy Mike.
What's going on?
Oh, same old, pal. Same old.
Yeah?
Yeah, how are you?
Good. How was your Easter?
Quiet.
Quiet?
Nice and quiet.
Yeah. Can't say the same for myself.
Yeah? Where'd you go?
We went to my sister's house, and then we went to my wife's parents' house. So they have a big gathering over there. My sister had a good-sized gathering, but of course they asked me to bring all the hams. So I did 4 hams, and they actually came out great. I did 2 spiral hams, 1 half ham, and then 1 ham, I'd say shank. I mean, it was a big ham. And I actually used Malcolm Reed's technique. So we did before the cook, we coated it in brown sugar. Nothing crazy, just coated in brown sugar, but mixed the brown sugar with Killer Hogs rub, because that's what I had. So
The AP?
Yeah, the all-purpose, yep. Mixed it in, coated it with honey mustard Dijon for the coat, put the brown sugar and the rub on, smoked it to about 140, took it out, was wrapped it in foil, but before wrapped it in foil, I basted it in pineapple juice. Then I wrapped it up, put it back in the smoker, and then about 155, I took it out, unwrapped it, and then I just coated it with brown sugar. Just coated the whole thing, put it back in, let the brown sugar caramelize, and then took it out at like 160, and then went into Cambro and we traveled with it.
Nice.
Yeah, it turned out awesome. And again, I have no freaking pictures because everything I do is like, when can I do this the latest possible second?
Oh, yeah, you had to leave somewhere, so it's like, okay, we're leaving at 10 o'clock. If I throw these on at 6 o'clock, I can be done at 9:30, wrap them in the thing, and out the door I go.
100%.
Yeah,
100%.
That's pretty much it, yeah. Nice.
Yep. So what's on the agenda today?
On the agenda today, we are going to talk about that brisket I did the other day.
Yep.
And then we are finally, I would like to consider it officially around here, barbecue season.
Yes. I think so.
like to think so anyway, but
wasn't that bad of a winter though.
It really wasn't.
Wasn't bad. It was mild, so you could have been barbecuing all year round, this year.
Yeah.
But we're going to give some tips.
Well, we don't stop.
No.
I got sidelined because of the surgery and all that stuff, so all my stuff got all messed up. But yeah, do a quick little emphasize the importance of having a checklist to get going.
Yep.
Because the last thing you want to do is you want to get excited about your first smoke and first cook of the year, and all of a sudden you're 3 hours into it and, oh, crap.
I need this.
I need this. And there ain't nobody around that can run to the store for you. And so I figure we'll go over a little bit of that.
Okay.
Then
sounds good.
Yeah, we if I can you actually find that
I
post?
can.
And we'll run from there.
Yes.
But we'd like to give a quick announcement out to all our listeners of a friend of ours that I went to school with. I don't know if you know him, but a friend of mine, Kevin yours, Chris Crawdaddy Crawford, if you can find it. It's our friend Brandon Keeley. His nephew unfortunately has been diagnosed with cancer. So if you can give me that, I'd appreciate it. It is called Mason's Army Fight Leukemia. Community fundraiser. Come show your support at the American Legion at 6 Sergeant Road in Londonderry, New Hampshire. Obviously, you hate to hear anything like this, especially
100%.
with a child.
Yep.
And BK has been a great friend of ours for years. I've known him a long time, since we were kids, with the different sports and everything. But they're doing a great thing with our friends at New England Pitmasters, which is one that Kevin and Chris run.
Mm-hmm.
And it is going to be Saturday, June 22nd, like I said, at the American Legion in Londonderry, New Hampshire, from 1 to 5 p.m. It's going to be barbecue, music, and raffles.
And they got some really good raffles, too.
And do they?
Oh, yeah.
And
good barbecue.
And good barbecue, too.
Yes.
But you can find it at www.facebook.com. Is that, I can never get them right. Is that / / Mason's Army, MASONSARMY /
Yep.
And if I can
If you can make a donation,
make a donation, there
anything
are
would be
tickets
huge.
available, which I can't see right now. But all that information will be on that website, facebook.com / Mason's Army / You can donate or buy tickets to the fundraiser. Like I said, BK is a great kid, nothing but heart. And like I said, it's heartbreaking to hear this stuff, especially when it happens to a young kid.
Oh, yeah.
You don't want to hear it, and there needs to be come to an end of this stuff. There needs to be a cure for this stuff.
Yep.
So please help these guys out at New England Pitmasters and Brandon Keeley and his nephew Mason. Strong kid, man. These kids are stronger than you think fighting this stuff because they don't know any better.
Mm-hmm.
So you guys, all our listeners, help these guys out. It's going to be a great event. Hopefully I can pull something off that I can get there myself.
Yeah.
And take care of that. But, yeah, hit them guys up. Mason's Army, that's the way to go. We're asking you guys all to reach out for them, either buy a ticket or at least donate. Chip in. Let's end this stuff for the kids. But
show them the love.
Show them the love, absolutely.
Barbecue family.
Barbecue. That's what it comes down to. It always comes down to the barbecue family, and everybody's in here. We're all in it together. Mm-hmm. So anything anybody can do to help out will be greatly appreciated. But on other notes, the brisket. Oh my God, did it come out great.
I saw pictures.
Saw pictures. It was nothing special. I got the full pack. I picked it up at Walmart, of all places.
Yeah.
It was choice.
Okay.
So, it wasn't prime, but it wasn't select either.
Again, a pitmaster's job is to make big pieces of meat delicious.
Absolutely.
That's all our job is.
Yeah.
Whether, what kind of meat it is, you still have to make it delicious. So,
hands down.
Keep going.
So, yeah. So, I did that. When was it? Easter this weekend. So, it would have been last weekend?
I think so, yeah.
Or some give or take. And we had some pictures of it on the thing, but oh my God.
Now, did you put it on Saturday night? Friday night?
I put it on Friday night.
Okay.
Excuse me. And, figuring it was going to be at least, 15, 16-hour cook anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So I threw it on Friday night, and man, did I feel like you, brother. I got home from dinner and everything. We had gone out with the kids and my father. Got home, started trimming everything up, and got it all rubbed up, ready to go.
And all you could think about at dinner was, I just want to get home to that brisket.
I just want to get home and do this brisket. I was dreaming of it all damn week. And I even took Saturday off, so I had planned on doing this. This was going down, Jack.
Brisket weekend.
Yeah. So I got home, trimmed everything up, seasoned everything, rubbed it all down with beautiful Wright's rub.
Is this opened?
I don't know.
Can I just taste it?
Oh, it's fantastic.
Because I've had the all-purpose, which is amazing.
That's Dan Wright's Wright Rub Beef Lovers Blend.
All right. Live on the show, I'm tasting.
It is outstanding. it's a ton of flavor,
Yeah.
not overpowering.
Little kick.
A little bit of kick, but it is savory as all get out. You know, he did a fantastic job on it. And, yeah. So that's what I did it with. So I got out, what?
Nothing.
Okay.
I was going
You're
to
going to put your microphone
I was going to
back.
put my
I knew
microphone
it.
back. I would hit, and only because I would hit the brisket or whatever I'm doing with that first. I would hit it with salt. The brisket with salt first.
Yeah.
Then throw that on.
That's what I did.
And that will just...
Salt and pepper, then hit it with that.
Oh, yeah.
So then it was time. So let that set up a little bit.
Real kicky.
Oh, yeah. It's got
a Texas kick
to
it. Yeah.
To it. That's for sure. But we went out, fired up the pit. Ready to go. It's floating nice, 250. Blah, blah, blah. Went back inside, grabbed a platter. As soon as I hit the door, put it on. It starts snowing. It starts raining, sleeting.
Yep.
I'm like, oh, figures. Here we go. So
I don't think you were saying, oh, figures.
Oh, no.
Figures.
It started with an F.
Yep.
You can gesture it with a finger.
Yep.
But yeah. Oh man, did that make for you want to talk about your temperatures, that throwing it all out of whack. And it was just back and forth. I burnt through charcoal, because the temperature it was 65 during the day.
During the day, yeah.
It dropped to 30 degrees that night with the snow, the rain, the sleet, everything.
Yeah.
Then the next day it was jacking back up to 65.
It was probably fortunate that you had 12,000 bags of charcoal.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he used 15.
It absolutely worked out well. But yeah, you want to talk, and that's the thing. Because the big question you get a lot, especially with people with barbecue, well, how long does it take to cook? You cook it till it's done. What does that mean? How long? Till it's done.
Correct. I mean, you can give
a
approximates and stuff like that, but it's basically, a thermometer, or a feel if you've been doing it long enough. But again, we don't know your smokers, and a smoker is honestly like a baby. We've said it before. You need to know that smoker in and out and treat it well, and it will treat you well. So, yeah, again, we can give approximates, but again, it's done when it's done.
Oh, yeah, like I said, I banked on a 15-hour cook anyway.
Yep.
Then sometimes you hit a dreaded stall.
Oh,
exactly.
You tell people,
Stalls suck.
it's definitely going to be done in an hour.
Yep.
And then 2 hours later, you're saying, yep, soon now.
It's still coming.
Oh, yeah.
It's still coming.
And that's why I always, even with catering, I don't care what time, I do care what time the event is, but I always want to do stuff ahead of time. I got Cambros, I got coolers. I never want to cut things close. Except if I'm delivering food for family and stuff like that. I'm like, let's do it. But always do it ahead of time because you always have coolers. Wrap it in blankets or just throw it in a cooler. And there's your resting period. And I will always say it. Start it off, give yourself time because there might be a stall. You might need something. You might run into something. So just, always do it ahead of time because you got the warming needs of coolers or Cambros.
Yeah. So I fought all through the night with it. Finally, I was never so happy to see the sun because I knew that everything was going to start evening out, and it wound up till about 4:30. So it wound up being like an 18-and-a-half-hour cook.
Mm-hmm. Now, did you see the sun rise?
Oh yeah.
Isn't that the best feeling?
Not that morning. That morning it was the best feeling because I knew the temperatures were going to start jacking back up again.
All the time I'm barbecuing, but it's you got your coffee. Sometimes you'll have a beer, whatever, depending on the party.
That morning I was on the whiskey that morning.
There's just something about you seeing the dew on the grass, and I always wondered where the hell it came from.
Yeah,
but it's just a good feeling. Go ahead. Sorry.
But yeah, it was beautiful. Took it out about 160. Took it off about 165.
Yep.
Wait a minute. Did I?
I don't know. You cooked it.
Took it off 165 to wrap.
Okay.
So wrapped it up, threw it back on, brought it up to about 205, finally pulled it, cut the point, make burnt ends out of that, packed it up, like you said, wrapped it up tight, threw it in the cooler, the flat, let for the resting period. Then just cut that point up to little cubes, hit some more of the Beef Lovers blend.
Yeah.
And then drizzled some of the his peach chipotle barbecue sauce on that. Wrapped that back up in the foil, threw it back on for about another hour. And oh my God, it was the definition of meat candy.
Nice.
You know, they were nice, beautifully caramelized, perfect. But yeah, that was the brisket. But
I feel like I'm on the Dueling Comedians.
But we're gonna stop for a quick commercial break, and we'll be right back.
Attention barbecue fans. If you're hankering for some meat when you're on the go, I'd like you to try Two Guys Beef Jerky. It's smokehouse cilantro beef jerky with fresh cilantro and a classic blend of spices and flavors. This smokehouse cilantro jerky will quickly become one of your favorites. One bite of this amazing jerky and you'll be hooked. A 3-ounce bag sells for $8 and will sell you 3 bags for just $19.98. That's a 20% savings, but that's not all. For our Pit Life BBQ listeners out there, we've got a special just for you. We'll throw in a bag of our bacon jerky free. This is fiery, sriracha-style bacon jerky, and it's addictive, and it's absolutely free. 3 bags of beef jerky and a bag of bacon jerky for just $19.98. That's a $12 savings right there, and that's still not all. Order now and put BBQ as your coupon code, and we'll even pick up the shipping. Go to twoguys.com/jerky. That's the number 2guys.com/jerky. Put 3 beef jerkies in your cart and put the coupon code BBQ and we'll automatically include a free bacon jerky and cover the shipping costs. 2guys.com/jerky. That's the number 2guys.com/jerky. 3 bags of the best beef jerky you ever tasted. It's 1 bag of the addictive bacon jerky and free shipping on the whole order. Order today because this offer expires soon. 2guys.com/jerky. And we are back. And I'd like to thank you for the for the beef jerky. And we actually have right here one of the bags of the smokehouse cilantro. Where the hell is it? There we go. Am I getting glare?
It's fantastic.
It is absolutely delicious.
Bacon one's fantastic too.
You know, in the bacon, it's sriracha bacon.
Yep.
And you know,
and they're picking up shipping.
And they're picking up shipping.
So
4 bags.
I wonder if. So Ryan, I wonder if they'll pick up shipping to the UK.
Probably not on that one.
You can try it. So
you can try.
Ryan, if you want to try some beef jerky,
we're not promising
try
anything.
it out and let us know.
Kent just called me a windbag.
Okay.
Hey, Kent.
I thought you were talking
Kent
a little
gets the
too much
joke.
today.
Kent, well, it was between Chef and Kent. Chef wanted to know what we were talking about. So, what we are going to talk about is prepping for the upcoming barbecue season.
Yep.
I know, Chef, I'm going to stop you right there, that there is no end to prepping for barbecue season. He's in Texas. It never ends. Well, we don't stop either. But in the Northeast, unfortunately, a lot of people do. So,
and I don't know why they do that. Are they not set up to go outside for 2 seconds in the wintertime? Or, I mean, why do people stop grilling, even in the winter?
It's a mind thing. It's the snow, it's the ice, it's the cold weather. You'd rather be inside, warmed up. That's that. You know.
So they're crock potting stuff.
Crock pot of chili with beans, you know.
Yep. 1-pot meals.
Nothing yet on the bean comment. But that's all right. It'll come. But yeah, that type of stuff. You know, obviously you and I and a couple of the other guys, we go all year round. But you don't want to get your first cook planned out and all of a sudden you're running out of something. So every year,
you got the black smoke coming because you haven't done shit all winter.
Haven't done anything.
You're like, I'll do it, at the start of the next season. Yep.
So the first thing I always do, especially, with my Oklahoma Joe, I take like a... what is it? Paint, like a paint scraper.
Yep.
And just go on the inside. Because you get that carbon built up on the hood and all that. Scrape that off. The last thing you want to do is have it slip, the door slip, drop, and all of a sudden this stuff is falling all over your food. So just scrape that off, scrape the inside, get any excess grease or anything that might be there. Then hit the firebox. I like to take just a shop vac. Just hit that up, get it nice. Make any modifications you might want to do. Kent turned me on to a great one, especially with the Oklahoma Joe Highlander. It's one of our friends. He has a YouTube channel, Meat Cranium. He did a mod that the firebox comes with 2 plates that you can grill on if you want.
Okay.
Wrap them in foil, and you can put them in almost to like a deflector from the firebox. Because with the Oklahoma Joes, the one thing is you do get fluctuation in temperature from the right side next to the firebox to the left. This blocks the firebox, so you put one leaning on its side up against the hole, and then the other one, and it kicks everything so all the heat's coming up in the middle and evenly dispersing. So I wound up doing that. It worked out fantastic.
Yeah, I did that with the Meadow Creek.
Yeah.
I had that plate welded at an angle.
Yeah.
Just because it's right over the firebox. So.
Kent had actually did one too. He made his own because that's what he does.
Right. I don't weld, Kent. I wish I did. I'd love to know how to weld. It would save me so much money.
With beans, you're nuts. See, I told you there was going to be a bean comment coming in there. And here, Mike Jordan, he said he never stops either. He's out in Michigan, so the weather out there can get crazy too. But some people stop, some people don't. But that big thing is you want to be prepared. So every year, regardless of how I've been doing it, I always take a day and I re-season everything. Scrape everything out, get that fire rolling, get all the temperatures up, burn anything that might be out. Do my kettles too the same way. Now,
But wear shitty clothes.
Oh, wear shitty clothes because it gets
Oh, I'm sorry.
dirty.
Excuse me. And big gloves.
Big gloves, yes.
And expect to throw the gloves just away.
Just throw them out. One shot, one stop.
Yeah. Because your Oklahoma Joe is basically the same as the Meadow Creek.
Yeah.
Just Meadow Creek's on a larger scale. I always try and my firebox is usually always cleaned out after every single cook because I was replacing grates and baskets. So because I was keeping the charcoal in there, it was eating up the grates and the baskets.
And it holds that ash just sucks in the moisture.
Yeah.
So you're just sitting there and it's just killing.
I'm like, you know what? I'm like, screw this. I'm going to clean it out after every cook. Sometimes it's a pain in the ass, and I found out that I haven't had to replace a basket, at all so far. But yeah, I'll do the same thing. I'll take a paint scraper. Sometimes I'll even take a roof shovel and just take the racks out, scrape the bottom of it, scrape the top of it, look at all the welds. Check all the welds, make sure they're tight. I have screws that keep the lid tight and the firebox tight, so I check all that stuff. And then I'll usually give it a nice coat of paint as well before each season. And just to make it look nice, and that also gets you in the mind frame too. Like, oh, I got a new grill. Let's go. So I'll give it a nice paint job with some high heat paint, and again, I'll season it as well with cooking oil, or I've actually been using bacon grease. So because I have so much bacon grease that I'll just rub it on a towel and just rub the towel on, and then I'll season it that way. But yeah. And then my old hickory, I'll do the same thing. I'll open it up, take the racks out. I'll usually just power wash the racks, and at the same time, the Meadow Creek and the old hickory.
Watch where your fingers are going. You might get burnt.
Excuse me.
Son.
I'm over a tarp.
Yes.
So I'll roll the old hickory over onto a tarp. Same thing with Meadow Creek, and with the old hickory, I'll power wash the inside. And then I'll take a scraper to it. I'll check the fans, see if they need any replacement. And then, just check the connections, check the firebox in there. But, I mean, if you're using them all the time, it's just every 2 weeks, depending on how much you're using them, 2 weeks to a month or whatever, depending on use, they last. It's a smoker.
So now the smokers and the grills are seasoned up. They're ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
Where you going next?
Where am I going next?
Yeah. To answer that question, I'll give you your answer.
Okay.
You're going back inside.
What?
You're going in because you got to go into the cabinets.
Yeah. To see what you have for spices.
You're gonna need you got to see what you got for rubs, sauces,
yep.
spices.
Hopefully you have some Messy Mike sauces.
Hopefully some Messy Mike's, little Dan Wright's beef lovers brand, and also you need some cilantro beef jerky for the snacking.
Yes, you do.
But make sure you have
that. Yes.
You're not whatever you are low on. Replenish your stock on, everything you use on a regular basis.
Oh, yeah. Because I will say that pisses me off when you're like, all right, let's go. You go into the cabinet. And I mean, I always have stuff, but I don't always want to use that stuff.
Yeah.
I want something different. So, all right, I know I got this from someplace at some point. I go in there, nothing in there. I'm like, you shitting me? Where'd it go?
Yeah.
So now you're like, what can I make for a rub?
Yeah.
Go in the spice cabinet. What do I have? You're
going off, and now you're pissed because the cook you had planned in your head is already out of whack.
Yep.
So go take inventory of your rubs, your sauces, your spices.
Yeah, and your wood and your charcoal too.
Johnny's got it.
Don't get ahead of yourself there.
Yeah, Johnny doesn't need to.
Everyone made fun of me this winter when I went charcoal happy.
I want to know when your surplus is done.
All I know is I am upset. Kent has taken the lead.
What?
Oh, yeah. Kent's sitting on about 500 pounds worth of charcoal. As of the other week when we spoke, he goes, I just got another score. I go, you bastard.
Is he making it himself?
Oh, no. He's got connections out there. He's got connections. Yeah, he's sitting on about 500 pounds worth of charcoal.
Wow.
I'm jealous. But, yeah, you need to make sure you got enough fuel for the cook that you're going through.
Yeah.
Johnny, don't you have to make sure you have some dead animal flesh? The star of the show?
Oh, yeah.
That's important, too,
That's
right?
important. So, you got the freezer stocked up.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a process all on its own. You build that up on, the old manager special. Throw it right in the freezer, you're good to go.
Or if you're a hunter, you do it yourself.
Or you do it yourself.
Yep.
Nothing like a freezer full of deer and elk and moose.
Nope. Never had it, but
it's
I
delicious.
bet there's nothing like it.
It's delicious. Nothing like some black stuff. Son of a bitch. See? And you did put it down.
No.
620 pounds. He's sitting on now.
620 pounds.
He must have got a new score the last week without me knowing.
Kent, is it all lump?
I think he's got a mix.
Okay.
Of lump.
And Mike Jordan, hopefully you got in contact with the number I gave you the other night. So hopefully you guys have connected, and I was able to help you out.
Wow, sounds mysterious.
Oh yeah, we were in a good conversation the other day. I popped in, looked at it again. And I'm like, wait a minute, I didn't write that. I go, and I wrote, when did you jump in? And our friend Mike Jordan, he's all confused because I've been here the whole time. I go, no, not you, Mike, because I knew he was in. Because
I'm Mike.
It both shows up on the Pit Life BBQ. It doesn't come in as Mike or Johnny. So it gets a little confusing from time.
You think I should jump in on that too?
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. We'll throw a real
mess with people
monkey wrench in it. But yeah, make sure you got your meat stocked up, get your fuel, charcoal, your wood,
yep,
all the different flavors or whatever. I get a lot of my stuff up at Bass Pro Shop because they got this, 10-pound bags or whatever, 10, 15-pound bags of all the different flavors. Reasonably priced for those size bags, about $8 to $10 per, depending on which one it is.
Yep.
So you have all that ready, have your charcoal ready, go through your, all your tools, your utensils, make sure your knives are sharp, get ready. Nothing like trying to cut into something and,
And make sure,
you couldn't cut butter if you sat there and heated the thing up.
Make sure you have gloves, because the heat gloves, your food gloves, there's nothing worse than going to take something out of the smoker and I have nothing to take it out of the smoker with.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're upstairs trying to get as many spatulas as you can.
Oh, and with the glove, Kent, he did a video the other day, beef ribs. And he emphasized the importance of gloves. He goes, have your gloves on. And he comes back, goes, sure enough, emphasis gloves. He went in there and whoop, caught the tip. You just throw another glove on, you're good to go. But yeah, just.
That's why I use the cotton gloves. Because if you use those cotton gloves and they come in like packs of 12 or whatever, and they're cheap, they're heat gloves, and then you put the food safe glove on top of those. Now the food safe glove's not going to really puncture because you got those cotton gloves underneath. Yeah,
it's going to suck if you do cut yourself.
Yep.
Just like the rib competition when we had up the smutty nose when you butchered me.
Oh yeah. Yeah, right in between the fingers.
It was like a scene out of Friday the 13th.
No, it was like Goodfellas.
Like, get your shine box. But basically make a checklist for yourself and go through it right before you first cook. Oh, yeah. Make sure you're ready to go.
Yep. And I have actually, if
you
anybody
had posted
wants
something great today on the
do's and don'ts.
The do's and don'ts of a barbecue.
And I actually have a competition checklist. So if anybody wants that, just email, send us an email, and I can shoot out the competition checklist. Might have a little more, but it's perfect for any barbecue enthusiast. That's, just making sure that they're prepared.
Yeah. But that was the basics of it. Make sure you're prepared for the season. Mm-hmm. All your spices and rubs and sauces, equipment. Make sure everything's up to the par.
Thermometers, make sure that they're all calibrated.
Yeah. Just so your first cook goes smooth. Mm-hmm. And then after that, you're rolling on through. So you got anything else?
I am good.
You are good.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow night, we were invited, but you are at lacrosse practice with the kids. Softball and all that.
Yeah.
I am going to be joining our friend Steve Ray on his show tomorrow night, the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show, which you can catch at 7 o'clock tomorrow night, right on Facebook on the Owl Nest Barbecue Facebook page.
And all I ask is if I can go on Steve Ray's show by myself once.
Bring that up to him, man. I'm not Steve. I can't speak for Steve.
Go ahead.
But I'll be on there tomorrow night talking barbecue with Steve and neighbor Frank. We'll be talking, who knows? It'll be a good time. But yeah, catch me there tomorrow night that's the Owl's Nest Barbecue Show on Facebook at the Owl's Nest page.
7 p.m.?
7 p.m. And like you said, that event with New England Pit Masters.
June 22nd.
June 22nd. Catch that Facebook link.
The American Legion in Londonderry?
American Legion in Londonderry. If for some reason you guys can't get in touch with them, get in touch with me or Mike, and we'll put you in contact with Kevin and Chris, and they can help you out with tickets or tell you where you can go for a donation. But it's a great cause, fight children's cancer.
The link will be in the show notes.
Oh, all right. Perfect. We're going to put a link to the website. Thank you, Ed, for doing that. And but that great cause, help those guys out. Nothing worse than hearing a kid coming with the leukemia and any type of childhood cancer. Just heartbreaking. But that's it for this week, folks. We'd like to thank you all for joining us. You can catch the video on Facebook and YouTube. Catch the audio on iTunes, Podbean, Spotify, Spreaker, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, and other catches. On social media, find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram at Pit Life BBQ. We'd love to hear from you. Please send your questions and comments to pitlifebbqpodcast@gmail.com. Please subscribe, like, rate, and review. Hit the share button. Spread the word. And if that's it,
keep the smoke
until
rolling.
Next week, keep the smoke rolling.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.